Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. I was just in the development tab and realized that somehow we got off of general training, so we're going to put that back in. That's going to affect our finances a little bit, I suspect, but it is what it is. We can also switch over to secular clergy and secular academia for our government admins and for our churches. Majids, we can switch over to free ones. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm hoping that overall helps us out. I'm also going to go over to independent artists for our universities, or for our arts academies. And I'm hoping that will go ahead and increase the power of our intelligentsia by a bit. Well, it's a shame that our movement to enact slavery ban has ended, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and remove... No, we won't remove them. We'll transfer them to the 6th Ottoman Army, which we just created. Doop, doop, doop. Confirm. Yes. And then the 9th Ottoman Army has 1 unit of skirmish infantry, which can also be transferred to the 6th Ottoman Army. Confirm. Yes. Did I not do this? Confirm. Yes. Alright. Bridging the seas. Ambassadors from the French Republic have approached us about the possibility of them acquiring land in Sinai in order to begin construction of a canal. Linking the Red Sea to the Mediterranean would be extremely beneficial, not just for us, but for the rest of the world as well. Think about it. No longer would anyone need to sail around the whole of Africa to get to the east, and we would be right at the center of all the trade. None of the costs and all of the benefits. This gives us 30k tax income. That's pretty good. And we'll not give away an inch of our land. Yeah, let's do it. That'll probably be fine. Oh, look, we've got a tiny bit of France in here. But we're very good friends with France, so I don't see how it could be an issue. Austria-Hungary is invading San Marco over something. To take it. Well, I don't want them to take it. Italy, why aren't you helping out? Trigger, I don't need that. War goals. Ooh. Conquer state. I could get bits of Montenegro. But I don't want to be in a war right now. I don't want to be in a war. I'm building up my finances back. We're actually very near to having our finances completely sorted. So I'm pretty pleased about that. We're building up all those universities I talked about as well, and that is going to make me very happy. Construction efficiency is absolutely terrible in a lot of these zones due to all of the desert. But, you know, I think we're just going to have to tolerate that. Let's go ahead and put... we may need to make those railways a priority. Let's go ahead and improve relations with Russia again. And Austria-Hungary, we're still maxed out. Prussia, we're still good. France we weren't at maximum with. That's weird. Let's go ahead and make sure that's good to go. Italy, we're still solid. Spain... Oh no, Spain we're a rival with. We don't need to... Right? Yes. Spain colonized Western New Guinea. Well, that's a shame. Landed voting is in consideration. Pleased about that. Harare is being occupied. Oh, not by Shewa. By who? Tigray. Oh, interesting. Sure would be nice to have Ethiopia as a protectorate. I guess I could establish a protectorate over Tigray, and then they could just go ahead and continue to expand. Ooh, electric telegram. That's a good tech. Noble decisions. I could survey the Suez Isthmus, but I don't have the bureaucracy. However, I do have the bureaucracy to go ahead and start expanding other stuff, because we've got a pretty good financial windfall here. That is decreasing. Investment pool is growing, though, so let's go ahead and build up some more construction infrastructure. In Huda Vendagar, another level in Ankara, and another level in Albania. And I'm just going to put those to the top. It's not that much, but I'm hoping I'll increase this a little bit. So what's our timeline on steel frame? It's definitely going to be a bit, because we've got a lot we need to get through before we get there. Happily, we have organized sports spreading to us. Not very fast, however, just on account of we're only barely at our maximum innovation. Literacy is going up happily with our increased investment in education. I should probably continue to expand the size of the government administration, in particular so that I can go ahead and increase policing back up. Ankara's got a ton of labor available, and Konya does too. Let's build up Konya. Come on, let's get to adoption. Defamatory article. A newspaper called the Southern Serbia Gazette has printed a bigot article about Serbian people living there. We can suppress the article, or we can allow it to be released. He threw the tabloid across the table with a huff. Absolutely vile lies, the lot of it. Alas, that won't matter to those who read it. They'll gobble it right up. He eyed the shocked maid's face, then righted himself. Of course they'd believe it. He hadn't given them proof to the contrary. Suppress it or ignore it. I'm going to suppress it. It's going to cost us a little bit of authority, but I don't think it's that much. This is going to reduce our authority significantly, but it's an important step. I think going to a voting-based system will make it easier to bring the industrialists into the government, and that will be good for everyone, in my humble opinion. The rural folk are mad about the move to interventionism, but they'll be happier later. They have a land reformer. Be nice if we could get homesteading passed, but I think that'll be a whole process, friends. As you can see, we've significantly lowered our budget surplus by increasing the size of the construction sector, but I think it just kind of is what it is. Netherlands want a trade agreement? Sure thing. You can have whatever you want. In fact, if you would like to join our customs union, no. They're not interested. They're not interested, and that's okay with me. How's our... Oh, we do have a good chunk from the Suez sale. And we got a bunch from diplomatic pacts. Most of it from Russian war reparations. So this is... We're actually going to be back to being in the black once all this ends. But we got a few years of good, solid financial situations before that happens. So I'm pretty pleased. I do need to build a bunch of railways in areas that are going to take forever to build railways in. And universities and whatnot. I've got a lot of expanding to do. Happily, these naval bases are going to be really fast. Maybe... Ooh. Rubber mastication. Do I have anywhere that's got rubber potentials? Discoverable resources. Only oil. Shame. Since I do want to get law enforcement up, let's go ahead and get these government sectors under construction right away so that we can quickly knock those out. Am I on... I'm not balanced. Finances are still looking good. Grassroots support for law. The political wills and desires of the lower classes will always remain an opaque matter. For whatever reason, support for landed voting has spread like wildfire across the Ottoman Empire, spurred on by charismatic speakers and lively debates in small-time social clubs. They're backing what now? Well, who are we to complain? While their support was never a prerequisite for success, it sure doesn't hurt to have it either. Public enthusiasm expedites reform, makes the armed forces stronger, or use this common ground to calm the masses. More loyalists in Lebanon. I'm going to go with the first one. Lebanon has pretty low population as a whole. Yeah, I'm not. It's just not that strong an advantage, friends. Compared to making the movement stronger, which will make landed voting happen hopefully sooner. We have no chance of anything that's not success or advance, so I'm hoping that just kind of goes where it goes. I think this will go ahead and trigger an election, but we'll see. Relations with Persia are very good. I would love to reduce their autonomy. 82%. It's a gamble. But our finances are good, let's do it. And they accepted. Wonderful. And there's pump jacks. And right away we've discovered oil in Baghdad. So, let's take a look at our innovation tree and see what we can get out of all this tasty, tasty oil. Vacuum canning is definitely going to be a priority because that'll create a use for this oil that we've got. I'm going to put in... Maybe I won't put an open heart to the process. We're generating a good... This whole situation here is still making me feel really dumb, friends. They moved Navy over to the left, and it's got my brain bouncing. It's bouncing. So you know, still gonna work on that. We got spread of hand crank machine gun. That's nice. And Russia is importing our fertilizer. Wonderful. Getting a little bit of extra bureaucracy here. That's very good. Let's go ahead and increase the level of the law enforcement. We're already increasing home affairs, and that's going to be useful. Oh, City of Plenty. Netherlands wants a defensive pact. I don't know that that's useful to me. The most prominent members of Eastern Thrace's high society have been seen organizing luxurious parties in the new and lavish urban buildings. Marble walls, shimmering stone, the noise of people coming and going brings the city back to life. When we didn't even know it was dead. Tall buildings cover the sunset, kids play with bricks, smoke blends with the clouds. A distant bell announces the next train. Progress is coming. Once again, this is I can just take some loyalists, or I can say the party will never end and bet that standard of living will stay high. I'm going to bet. Well, I'm probably going to bet. Let's check standard of living around here. Let me see. Average current is... Ooh, actually... I'll be leaving middle stratum pops out in the cold if I do this, because average middling is 14.7 and average minimum expected is 14.9. And if I increase the expected by 3... Oh, no, that's only for the upper stratum. Never mind. We're doing it. Give me all your loyalty. shove that loyalty in my mouth. Alright, so Home Affairs up to level 2, baby. And then financially, we're doing just fine. Have we got any... Got a little bit of a shortage of taxation in Yemen. So let's go ahead and build government admin there. How much are we short in Yemen? 18, we're going to need 2 levels. That is just fine. We'll queue those up to the top. That's going to get us a little bit of tax waste back. Not much, 4.8k. Still worth it, in my humble opinion. So how's the market doing elsewise? We definitely need more engines. We could definitely increase the engine industry. And we need to output more steel. So let's go ahead and boost up the steel mills in Ankara. We'll build 3 levels of those. Let's build 4. Because we're going to need more of them to support the increase in the size of the motor industry. We've kind of got distributed motor production, but, you know, distributed industry is good, right? Let's build up testimony. Well, hold on. How much are we short by? We're short by about 140. And we get 40 per level. So actually, we'll put another... And there's landed voting. Ooh, Vox Populi. Where? Dang. Okay. Hold on. One thing at a time here. Just wanted to pause the game. I've got a red scare. Can't get an acceptable government, huh? Shame. The Red Scare. The rise of the communist regime in the Oldenburgian proletarian revolts has spurred a sense of terror and mistrust across the Ottoman society. Many fear that the Ottoman Empire will be the next to fall to communism. It's 1888. This is odd. Every newspaper on the stand bore a title more extreme than the last. Shrill newsboys hawked them on corners, sending competing claims of atrocity and terror across the streets. Assassins and madmen claim power in Oldenburgian proletarian revolt, cried one of them. Recovered Red Bible reveals agenda of world revolutionists, shouts another, and amidst all of them marched 10,000 wide-opened ears, soaking up each sensational word as they hurried along to their stations. It could happen here. Significantly weakens the trade unions. 2% of upper stardom pops become more loyalist. A panic would be wholly unwarranted. 2% of lower stardom pops become more loyalist, and everybody gets mad. I'm going to go with the first one. I don't necessarily need the help of the trade unions right now. So, what do we got going on? We are having an election. It's the first election in Ottoman history. Really sides with Java. We do have a shortage of authority from suppressing a negative article. That's going to last for a while. Can we tolerate that? I think we can, actually. Armed forces and Sunni ulama are banded together into a party. Everyone else is kind of solid. We'll see what happens. We do have a nice number of loyalists now from dealing with the... Oh, boy, we've got a council event. We've got an event. All right, so let's check this out. This is the Red Scare event. The emergence of a powerful communist regime in a foreign country. That's the Oldenburgian proletarian revolt. I feel like... Well, it's a powerful regime in a foreign country. Both of those things are true. Although I don't know how they got a council republic. Anyway, The emergence of a powerful communist regime in a foreign country has aroused fears among certain segments of the population that the Ottoman Empire will be the next to fall to communism. Domestic political currents with left-wing agendas have fallen under the scrutiny of anti-communist forces, as they're accused of being harbingers of bloody revolution and agents of foreign powers. Will fail if at least one of these, Ottoman Empire has enacted Council Republic, or any civil war in the Ottoman Empire is a revolution with progress greater than 75. So, we just need to make sure we don't have a communist revolution and everything will be fine. The rural folk are very unhappy with the situation. Partially because Abdul-Majid here is reckless and nobody likes that. I wish it were not so, but it is. Anyway, once we've had the election, so how's the election doing? We've got a bunch of different parties. The Conservative Party's got a lot of... No one's really got much momentum here. Conservative Party's projected a lot of votes because they're the armed forces and the Sunni ulema together. The Agrarian Party is projected to have quite a big chunk of votes. That's the rural folk. The Freedom and Accord Party is the intelligentsia. That's our ruling party. They're projected to have quite a few votes. And then the Free Trade Party is projected to have a lot fewer. It's not great right now because we're not a really Republican form of government. So we do still, because we're a monarchy, we do still need to keep the intelligentsia in the in control of the government. So what I'm going to go ahead and do... Is this worth it? No. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to build some arts academies in the capital. And what that's going to do is that's going to really increase the influence of the intelligentsia in the capital. Rich get richer. Suleiman Menas has thrown a soiree for the cream of the industrialists. Bribes, ill-disguised as donations, traded hands into the Free Trade Party. With your help, this coming election will make sure that those machines of yours stay greased and those ports stay open. Only 200 hands were in attendance, yet each clap was a thunderstrike to herald the passage of 1,000 ships. They're likely to spend it all on champagne, 20% momentum. Someone ought to inquire about those donations, minus 10% momentum, minus 2 interest group approval. Or can't we put this corruption money to better use? 10% momentum. 2% of upper strata pops become radical, but proportional taxation pops support. Well, that's an interesting question. Do I have any capacity to enact? No, I do not. So let's not worry about that then. Let's go ahead and give them some momentum, because again, the industrialists aligning with the intelligentsia are really the ideal government for me once this election goes down. Ismet Shakir is a protectionist, and Riza Yalaz is a market liberal, which is not great for a collaboration between these two. But I'm hoping... Let me see. Suleiman Manas is a jingoist, but that's also not particularly useful in terms of aligning up with the intelligentsia. In particular because the industrialists are already basically a market liberal party. We do have a movement to restrict child labor. If we do that, 21% chance the industrialists get mad, but the industrialists are already very happy. How much? It's going to get us about 500,000 loyalists if we do this. Oh no, that's the other one. Let's get us 2.36 million. Oh, we're definitely doing it. We'll get a counter movement, but all those loyalists are going to be really, really useful to us. That is something I for sure can use. All right. What is this? Oh. How interesting. Well, that's right. Really interesting. Hey, the local governors decided to finally pay their freaking taxes. That makes me happy. They're mostly okay with the regime now. No, let's wait until let's wait until after the election. We'll go another half a year. We'll go to the middle of the year. And then we'll be good to go. Alright, so once we've got these railways built up, which is going to take us a significant amount of time. Yeah, this production plan is going to take us some time. Kindly burn this letter. Namik Burhan, a prominent member of the Agrarian Party, has been accused of gross corruption. He strenuously denied all allegations until a damning letter surfaced signed by him. Yes, I am willing to discuss the contents of these letters with the committee, if only I am given time to study the contents of these letters in my personal chambers first. Of course, on my honor, I will not alter or destroy any of the evidence. Honest. We have a November surprise, is what we call this in the United States. 2 days before the election, some texts have come out that nobody wants coming out. The Agrarian Party should stand by Namik Burhan and deny everything, minus 20% momentum, or Namik Burhan should be isolated to protect the rest of the party. I'm going to cost them some momentum. We're going with the industrialists this time around anyway, so we'll see how things go. There's an election. So, the Conservatives have taken roughly half the votes, and we can form a pretty solid government with them. Or I could just form the Intelligentsia and the Agrarian Party together. So, I'm going to have the Intelligentsia and the Agrarian Party, or I can't. This is 41. I don't necessarily want the Agrarians in there because I might have a problem with, well, no, the Sunni ulema and the armed forces are acceptable. We've got a Democrat in the hands of the armed forces. The local governors have gotten much weaker, and this is very good for us. So overall, I think I'm pretty happy. We no longer have a movement for colonial exploitation, or at least not much of a meaningful one. This does get us extra radicals from reductions in standard of living, so I could go ahead and remove a consumption tax, but that would cost me revenue permanently, and I don't want to do that. So where else are we going? I could definitely stand to do some expansion in Africa. I would love to get Tigray. I would love to get a protectorate of Ethiopia. That's what I would like. I'd love to get a hold of some more of some of these countries down here. Hey, we're in consideration. Heck yes. Good success straight out the gate. Very pleased about that. Hoping to get this number way down from completing the mission of this here movement. Hoping things go well. This second movement for colonial exploitation is only causing about 5,000 radicals a month. We have a population of about 53 million, so I'm not really concerned about that. That said, I could definitely stand to have a health system, because I would love to get population growth up. Investment pool is still pretty weak. I'm not in love with that. We're going to spend a long time working on these railways here. Excellent. Law enforcement is up and running. I just realized I am not increasing the relations with my two new protectorates. United Kingdom claims East Borneo. Well, I don't like that. Wow. Wait, hold up. That's a United Kingdom? You're Great Britain, right? You're still Great Britain. Okay. Wheatman Boosfield. Who is this? Who are the House of Boosfield? I don't know what that's... Wheatman's not even a real name. Get out of here. You're not allowed to rule a country. It's really wild out there. What if I took over Kutai? 7.8 infamy. What if I took over Kutai? I would like to take over Kutai. A bunch of countries could intervene, but I don't think any of them will. Let's see. Kutai, do you have... You don't. We're taking over Kutai, friends. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Actually, you know what? We'll put that at the beginning of the next episode. Soon we're going to take over Kutai, and it's going to be a good time. We're going to go buck wild with it. This is going to take forever, but after that, hopefully we'll be all sorted with infrastructure for a little while now, and we won't have to deal with building up masses of infrastructure too much more in the future. And that is going to be the end of the episode. Friends, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun. And I will see you all on the other side.